preparing to live stream the meeting. Jest jeszcze oczywiście możliwość, so I have one solution with her in the way that I'm giving her the program, you know, of the festival, of all things we are doing afterwards, and then she has to prepare it something. I think that's maybe more practical idea than to deal with this all the time and to think about that I have to split a lecture, the conversation with you, with the sharing material on Zoom. I think so. It's possible, but as you see, practically it gets some problem.
Yeah, but can't you just use dictaphone?
No, I can recording on mobile phone. And that's also possible.
The recording of audio
okay, but I tell you, for me, it's not exactly the same. Our class, like you are here, and for example, I ask you for, and we are discussing, it's not just the same. Then with the lecture, which I stream as a lecture, you know, this is for me, that's different. So this is like we are here talking, and somebody is watching us, and it would be, I think, nice if she will be also connected with us, and she will be also part of this. So if she will come, for example, on Zoom together with us, and then it makes sense for me. I think so. And also I was talking with her, and sometimes I'm really discussing on another level, that the question is why the student cannot attend, okay? And then we are getting point that she's studying also some other program. So this kind of overlap is the example that something is wrong, you know, in general, you know, that's either you are able to synchronize those things. If not, then it means that it doesn't work properly. So that's another perspective, another opinion.
My colleague is studying on music, church music, and the second
program.
Second program. So we have two, and on one, all of the students were sent to home for 1 week on something like mini lockdown, and he still have to come to.
Right, that's another story. In fact, you know, I was very close today to send you the message that we have a meeting online. So it will be closer to what she expects now from us. But there was also misunderstanding. The student I have an individual class before, he sent me the message that the classes are on hold till the end of the week because of lockdown. And then I start to check with our dean, is it true? So what about my other classes? And then I found out that in fact, this is the information only for two faculties, for education and for church music, because they have some cases of COVID, and they decided to close the regular classes till the end of the week, and he misunderstood. In fact, I was in A4 and he was on remote. I had a class with him because he was sure that, and they said, well, I would be unable to join those classes. And now we are spending a lot of time for other subjects. Okay, let's go to Mad Max. We are, if we are streaming now live, I think that we are. You can also check it now. I hope so. If not, then the stream will be available on YouTube later on. Yes, I see. It was. Gdzieś nie idzie. Gdzie? A z opóźnieniem. Okay, so to be clear, we started to talk following our plan from last lecture. That time, if I get the message that everything is fine, and with Jeremy, we start to talk about Mad Max, the project which is. Let me show you a fragment. Share sound from here. Okay, so just as a reminder, the piece starts from this special light and stage arrangement with fog, with smoke machine, with LED bars, so color. You see them here now with the, so we are coming from like on a movie, you know, like a catastrophic movie a little bit. We don't know exactly what's going on. Yes, but we started to talk immediately about the synchronization between the percussion part, which is on stage, and the electronic part, which is controlled by composer in the middle of the hall. So part of the audience were able to see this. And Jeremy, as a composer, he was especially interested on this item to observe how electronics is. Okay, why we don't have, because. Oh, you don't see this. So the students did this, that's what you. You can switch off the light completely. Yeah, I have a lamp here. Let's check a little bit. No, właśnie jest problem. Zrobię mu full screen, to Zoom nie feruje. Teraz spróbuję. Teraz się udało. Okay, I think this is not the place to see the whole performance. You have it on the website of the festival. What I promise to show the score. This is the score of Mad Max, and you see on the first page you have a setup, technical setup, kind of precise setup description about microphone use and so on. So different on the stage we have on a bass drum, one vibraphone and 3 plots. The sound setup is kind of longest from the rider, more complicated, and then the video setup, and then here your question, Jeremy, was about Beamer. So here is the specification of Beamer. I know because I talk with this is like with 5,000 lumens you can perform it anywhere. So we've got 4,000 lumens and it was okay for Pierre. So just to be clear that usually when I'm getting the rider like this, I send what I have. This is just the most practical. If you would like to become a manager, the festival concert manager, you have 2 choices. One is to be completely dependent to the artist and to follow the rider, no matter where you play, what you play, you're just following like a blind person. Another variant, which is practical variant, is really to be in touch with the artist and to explain him the venue place, because the venue it's in many cases the most important reference. You understand? So sometimes I'm getting 3,000 watts PA system, okay, and we are playing in a chamber hall, and you can break the walls with such a power in a small hall. So you have to be more flexible on that. And since we know each other for a long time, this is always like a simple story. We send what we have. Pierre is always accepting. He's very, very flexible, and we know exactly what we need. So those, in fact, by paradox, was the most difficult part, especially because the company which was in charge of doing this canceled on the last moment, and they delivered us only the equipment without person. So I asked another person, and we spent some time to programming LED bars. DMX devices are working on certain channels, and you have to set them. They are working on a chain, so the LED bars you can connect a little bit like in an old MIDI stuff. With MIDI through, you are sending the same signal from one device to another one, to another one, to another one. You can put them on chain, but then when you need them to be distributed on a stage, you need extension cables, and there are special cables, not just regular cables, blah, 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 blah. So that's why I need extra rehearsal with Pierre, with his interface, with the guide, all that especially for this light rehearsal. And then in 2 hours, everything was fine. So that was quite successful. That was the question, or the question how we are setting up the equipment, because lights and Beamer were fastened to the frame which we have on a ceiling. So there were 2 guys, our technician here asked for special help, and the ladder, and they spent also a few hours on Saturday night after Tiamo concert. They were building up those things there because of cables. You are putting things, and then you have to extend cables. They cannot hang from the ceiling down, so that is always some extra time. The best idea is when you are coming to the venue which have everything. That's the best. So you go to the theater, and usually they have all most of the things, but he used a special lights that are here, the powerful LED bars, 2 profile and 2 Fresnel. So we don't have those lamps in our academy. You have many lamps, but not not profile, not Fresnel. So we had to put them as extra stuff. Okay, so that's the end of my explanation according to the beamer position and arrangement. What more, Jeremy?
Does it have any information in the score about the sensors?
Yeah, we can show it later on. This is the setup, of course.
Are the smoke machines programmed by maps?
That was quite nice discussion because on the first moment we had the problem with DMX smoke machine, and then he said that we can also make the alternative connection if we have a long remote cable to the machine. Then when he has a remote near his computer, then he will push the machine manually. But then I said, but what if not? And then what is quite nice about Pierre, he said, well, then you will find some voluntary and he will be hidden on a stage near the smoke machine and he will push it. I will teach him when and how to do it. We can get a mobile phone communication. So that's really nice when you have the person to cooperate like him. But finally, by paradox, we've got the DMX smoke machine on the end. So we also connected to the chain, and there were control from Max as we talk. So it was programmed here in the score. Here you are. Here you see the position of the drummer, all theater actions. Quite nice, 22/4. So it's written, calculated in time, written quite precisely. So we don't have notes. Not yet. Okay, that's a drum. That's a mouth on a drum. The first note. Okay. He start to play. And then he play more and more. I think it's a nice reference as a notation, as a score.
Me too. It's very nice.
Uh-huh. Yes, according to the regular class, perhaps it would be also nice to but to watch and listen and following the score, it's quite difficult, I think. Something wrong with my computer, but it seems to be that we are close to the end. Okay, let's okay, who is next? But what about lecture? Well, we start to be limited in time, so who wants to be next? No. Marco?
I saw like because of course like last week I skipped the all of the week, but before I saw like the 4 guys from Denmark about the project like called like like use the body like an instrument,
Uh-huh.
and they show us like the video about their performance, like they just move and like their arms, and with this movement
No.
they create music,
Okay.
and yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we discuss a bit about it, and like also the second day,
Mm-hmm.
by them they create new performance, like also, for example, they created like an instrument. I mean, an instrument it was like a tube, and this tube was calculated for the length. Yeah, to when he moved like really fast, he makes a note. Like, but when he it went like slower, it was another note. And I mean, yeah, and
You're talking about those tubes.
yeah, it's
They are
like
rotating.
a tube, yeah, like the hole inside, and I think it's from like plastic or something like that. And
You in our terminology, it's special. Special is used for electric isolation. So you are putting cables inside. When you put you are making the reconstruction of some walls, and you are changing the electricity system. Then this with different size, you can get it smaller and bigger. You can. It's quite cheap, you know. You are buying hundred dozen of meters of this material. Yeah, I know this. I've been using in my installations as well. So you are talking now about 2 lectures of NEET.
yeah, I mean,
of this group
maybe
from
the first one was
from Denmark. But have you been to the concert of them?
No.
No, because that was quite interesting. They played 2 brand new pieces, specially commissioned for the concert by Monika Szpyrka and Paweł Malinowski, the former students of me, which are now the part of the audio art board, and they were also helping us with the concert arrangement. But yeah, but they were in charge here during the lecture, taking care of the group. So in fact, this is quite interesting because this is a regular contemporary music group, and they show on the lectures, they show the repertoire, which is not typical contemporary, rather the modern repertoire with different medias, with different objects, with different elements of theater, and whether the stage arrangement is also very important. And during the concert of in Hebre, on the last piece by Monika Szpyrka, they were using a small glass, jak się nazywa słoik? Jar? The glass container for jam, for...
Yeah, jars.
Okay, so, and with some LEDs, very subtle LEDs, and the water sounds inside. So they're coming in the full darkness, they appeared then with the small lights coming from those small objects. So that was quite magical on the end of the concert by NEET group. You can check it on the website. So what is the conclusion? What is the story about the NEET? They are young, yes. They, as you see, they are quite. Well, for me, they are young. Like you are very young, so. But there's a young group.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. Like the basically, I think more the first lesson about like using body like an instrument, because I mean, so of course, like make you like a bit thinking about the concept, maybe of to create music, and what I mean, maybe we already spoke more or less about this kind of like what is like for example an error, like a mistake in the music, or what is music, what and like few someone told like that heat sounds. It look like music for thief, but they say that. Of course, I mean it's not like for. I mean it was born for it for like thief, and so it's strange, like the different kind of perspective and like point of view that you can get from this performance. Yeah,
so the question is because that's good that we started from Mad Max, and then I show you the score, because then you see that all what was performed is precisely written, so it is really similar every performer, you know, that's the point, that it's a composed piece in a traditional way, in the way that we have the score, which is the whole piece. But then what I was also explaining you before the festival, I was showing you also the other elements which are much more connected with the visual arts experience and background, where you have the artists which are building up sound objects and they are making some performance. And then I don't want to say that it's based on the improvisation, because in many cases it's based on just one sound. So it doesn't mean that you are improvising with one sound, okay? In our musical aspect, you know, there are much more concentration on the object, on the space, and that's why I'm quite curious to see what are your choices from the festival. Your and your.
So, I listened a lecture about random check, and it was a project that people from the Academy of Music in Wrocław, I think.
Yes, in Wrocław.
And Academy of Art are meeting together to make some projects. And it's the point is to make it interactive music and visuals, not to be just visualization of music. And I found it really interesting. Also, at the end of the lecture, somebody asked Professor how does they make sounds on which thing, and he told them that they make it in the program Max MSP.
Yes. To be honest, for many years, Max Max/MSP, that was the main title. But for last 2 years, they cancel MSP. It still have a power of MSP, but they decided to make it shortest version, the shortest name of the program. So it's Max, and that's it.
And
yes.
Also they play it on the instruments that are in Academy of Art, and there's some electronic instruments, I guess. So that's really interesting concept for me, and I really like that idea of people from different academies.
So this kind of cooperation between the yeah, it's logical, but it's not obvious, to be honest. You know, that's still. I teach in both academies, so for me that's very natural. But in fact, the Group Lab was founded in 2012 by the students from Intermedia, from ASP in Kraków, and then also Marcin Strzelecki, the teacher from here. And then we have one person from Australia, Polish guy who came for several years with his quite unique interactive frame, Isa harp, and the Isa harp was here. So we were just looking for what is this instrument for. That was the beginning, 2012. And so there was a cooperation between different people which have the interest to have a meeting which are out of the regular schedule. And they are not really the meeting like a friends meeting in a pub, but really the meeting about things which are interesting for us. And we don't need to keep the hierarchy of our schedule, you know, so that was the beginning. So to explain also I'm curious what our students see now on the screen. That's interesting. Is it this or I don't know? Okay. So yeah, in fact there were 5 couples, you know, 5 duets. Student from the Academy of Music in Wrocław and student of Fine Arts Academy. They were working together. There were 5 different pieces. The last piece was by teachers, by Marcin Rupociński and Maja Wolińska. So those teachers had the students, and before there were presentations of their students. So you can see on the diagram, Academy of Music, Academy of Fine Arts, okay? 5 people working together. So that is the case.
Yeah, but also somebody asked how is it with time?
Uh-huh.
Do they have time to do it? How they manage to do it? And they just answered that they really have no time, and it's like
like improvisation.
Yes.
Yes and no, because they spent 2 days long. They started to build up everything. That was also the problem and the reason of small technical collapse during the concert, because they were, you know, coming in different moments from different directions, even not only from Wrocław. So they were getting the final meeting here in Kraków. Before they were working with their media. So composer was preparing the sound with a constant connection with the partner from another school. You understand? But in fact, they meet here first time with system of Hebre, because Hebre has this immersive video system. So they had no chance to check it in Wrocław because they don't have the system like this. You understand? They have just regular video. So that's why I put them on the first day of the festival, and also reserve the one day before, the whole day before, to give them 2 days, full days, for setting up, to check everything. So it was successful. They had the lecture here at 12 o'clock on Friday, the second day. But then when they started, I just explained, Jeremy, what happened with random check too, because you know Jan was watching the lecture. Yes, oh, you were on the lecture, or you were watching. Okay, you were watching. That doesn't matter. And then I just explained more details how it was, how it happened, because there's a longer cooperation. They performed random check without number last year on another festival, on Sacrum Profanum. Even the random check was commissioned by Audio Art Festival. I commissioned random check in 2020.
To znaczy?
No, ja zamówiłem ten utwór u nich 2 lata temu, w 2019 roku. So they okay. They were, because of COVID, they were unable to come to our festival. There was some problem with their schools. But then 2 weeks later, they performed on another festival, on Sacrum Profanum here. So they made the first performance, but of another festival. Then I said, okay, but then I still keep the agreement between us. You have to do random check 2 second for 2021. So they came with a brand new material, completely different than the random check 1. And but explaining the small collapse which happened during the first day of the festival, which perhaps I shouldn't tell you because you were not present on the festival, so maybe it's not good to tell about bad stories from the past. But in fact, it happened. It happened that when they were setting up those projects, they came with special stands. They sent by truck a special stands for each computer, for each station. They were interlocated in the space of Hevre. So first group was setting up things with the immersive video. Then the second one, third one, connecting a lot of computers to the local server, which distribute the video. Usually when we are using this is just one computer. There were 5 stations. Every were okay with the individual setup. Then on the end, the streaming company came, also get connected with the server. So after the second piece, the Hevre system collapsed. And we couldn't find the reason. I said, Piotrze, ja mam wykład w tej chwili. Ja mam wykład w tej chwili. Okej. Proszę?
Na random checku pan mówi.
O random checku. I mieliśmy awarię. We have the big problem, technical problem. The local technician couldn't find the reason because we didn't discover that was a reason. You understand? You don't understand why the system is not working properly. You know, we are restarting the system, but still those computers were connected to the so even after restart, they were getting connection, like 5 stations on hold, bypassing, you know, waiting. So then we were lucky because the main coordinator, Popes Lang, the Polish-Hungarian guy living in Krakow, he built up the system and he just came in the morning back to Krakow, and we were able to arrange his visit, and he came and he solved it after half an hour break. After half an hour, I was apologizing. So that was the opening of the festival. Can you imagine? We played 2 pieces and then half an hour break. And then he said, well, you can smoke, you can drink, we have bar here. That's a natural break. That was my concept, to explaining people natural break, the concept of natural break. But then when we couldn't find the reason and the guy didn't come yet, then I explained my friends from Wrocław that by my opinion, they can work with one screen. And then Marcin Rupoczyński asked me, what do you mean one screen? I said, well, we have also the regular video here in the hall. And he said, oh, I didn't know about. And I said, Marcin, but you played on my festival 4 years ago. And then he said, but we also use immersive video system. He didn't know that there are 2 systems in the hall, just regular, you know, like this. Just one big projector putting the screen on the white wall on the left side, you know, and then immersive video. When you want to use it, you need to know how to do it. You know, you need time to set it up, visuals, as you said, and all the things to work, either like a really complete system or to copying, you know, multiplying the same story, upside down, mirror, you know, backward, because those are the tricks to get the feeling that you are surrounded by the video, but in fact you are sending one video. But there are tricks which I don't like it. personally. I think either you are playing on the one screen or you are just making ornaments or visuals. But we have very nice solutions with this immersive. So we spent like half an hour to find the reason, reconnecting. But in fact, the third piece we played on one video, and then we discussed about. And then I said, well, by my opinion, it was nice because this third piece was just, for my opinion, better to play on one video, just to copy on videos, and we get a kind of variety in the program. Then after this, the fourth or the fifth piece, the two last pieces were again in full video. Well, you can check it on the website of the program. Wait a minute, my cursor. Stop sharing. This, I think we can find this moment of long break.
I was surprised by this break, but I was because it was so long.
You didn't know what's going on. Yeah, this is the last piece. I think this is the second.
Okay. And Anna Choloniewska, our assistant.
Yeah, we are talking. We are just, but I think this is just. I try to find. I think they are just. Louder. Okay. So this is introduction. I try to find it. Okay, I think this is the break. Yes. Apologies for this break. We are fixing some technical issues here at Hevre. That's what we show later on to the the company, streaming company, sent this message to the people. There was not in Hevre, because in Hevre we. Okay, still the break. Still the break. Quite long. Okay, this guy is the main technician of Hevre, getting crazy. Okay, this is still not yet. They show the system. And that's a third project on just regular video, as you see. Then the next one is here, the fourth one. There was still something wrong with the, but you don't know whether this is a mistake or not. So that is the case, Something gets wrong, but it's in between one screen and immersive video. So that's why sometimes I explain that it's good to be flexible, to catch up what is available at the moment, and just to accept it, because otherwise we are struggling with some plans which are not realized, and we're complaining, and we are in. So that's also kind of experience. I think here they've got, they're still not the full screen, but there are more than one. So here on the left side is one screen missing, so it's like full, but with some holes inside. Here, nothing here, as you see, and it should be. Okay, we have a cut. But then I think that I can show you the last one by Marcin Rupociński and Maja Wolińska. Also talking about the music track, and the music part is quite interesting because Martin is a very profound composer of electroacoustic music. So in this case, what was also quite important, we were dealing also with 8-channel audio, multi-channel audio projection. So immersive video plus 8-channel audio. So here you hear only the stereo recording. Okay. I know that the student doesn't see now. No sharing. Oh my God. Okay, now sharing. Yeah, there's a large bird, and then the bird is multiplied by many birds. That's quite interesting recording also because yeah, you don't see, but you know, those are the stations. There are many, they brought many stations, specially designed for, it's quite nice, a kind of furniture, as you understand. With some special design of different desktops, multiple desktops. Okay, all those projects are on the website, so so that's easy to find out. I'm not quite so the question to our friend from China, did you get the chance to choose any of the project or not yet? No, okay, but please choose, because I think this is not difficult. In fact, you have them all there, just to preview, to check what is the most interesting for you, and you can also tell that you don't understand anything, or you can say that some of them are not. You know, I think that I need the kind of active participation in this, because I explain why. Because you know, the festival is a lot of work to build up. For me, it's a quite important part of our education during this class, because we can make a lot of references during our next classes, and since you were unable to get the chance to be there, so it's still available. So that for me, that is quite important, and that's I have no doubt about this. So that's why I just ask if you can do it, because I made a short preview last time. And is anybody from you who checked, for example, the katana of choice? Because that's quite strange, and for many people which are kind of skeptic about they've got it really interesting, because there are strange stories. They're like a movie, and the percussion player plays with another avatar, which is in the car, on the taxi, on the cab, you know, playing with some strange objects. That's really also very difficult. For all those who are interested, I can also ask Alexander to show us the score, because the piece is precisely scored. Everything what he plays, it's that's why it's so difficult, you know, also to prepare something from score. And as I said already, there were two kind of large blocks of electroacoustic music, and this is also quite for me important reference, because since we are on the class called Basics of Electroacoustic Music, also to deal with the special selection. This selection is the regular selection of 3 organizations, including our studio, and in fact represented by one person, by Jeremy. Jeremy represented SME in this marathon, but also quite special choice is a pre-SIME. So there are from 461 pieces sent to the biggest, well, one of the biggest electroacoustic music competition. We presented the winners, so the best pieces. So that's why I think it's quite interesting to check it out. What are the best? I think I played the piece for Vox for voice. The first prize, beatbox. I think I showed it last week, but there are also some other pieces quite interesting. Some of them are with video, so that's also the choice. So next week, because we are 4 o'clock now, we start with we start collecting sounds. We start the work with 2 systems, Maui and Limit Looper, the 2 systems which are quite fast method of making electroacoustic music.
But those are programs that we can download on our.
Yeah, you can download it and you can work by your own. Yeah, 2-3 programs, but I will explain them next week. And I still want to stay a little bit longer with this, so that will be my big request to you, if you can find a time to. Also, the big request to our students, which is on remote, to go to Audio Art PL dots in between and choose one concert and one lecture, and you can send me a preview, your personal comment and opinion about two selected programs, one concert, one lecture. The lectures are in white, concerts are either in what is the name, magenta. What will be the color? I think I have a problem also in Polish to say ceglasty, yeah? Like a brick, maybe. Sometimes this color is a color of brick, you know. No tak, ceglasty. Wydaje mi się, że to jest ceglasty kolor. No a jaki? No nie łososiowy chyba.
Właśnie łososiowy pomyślałem.
All Salomon, maybe the reference. Pardon? No, because that's interesting to learn about English terms for colors. It's also quite interesting. Well, red is red. I know, but we have different. Red is more this on the left. Yes, this is you can say that this is red, but this one is something in between. In fact, when we printed the program, we also choose a very special color, and I don't remember the name. It is out of the typical palettes of colors. You know, it was specially ordered in a printer. You know, to get it for posters and for programs, and then it's very individually connected with the festival in this year. So that would be the request, and I'm looking forward, because we are getting a lot of comments. We've got also some text on the end on the Audio Art website on Facebook. You have a lot of pictures and movies, personal movies also. Here we have a stream. In 2 weeks, 8 concerts will be also presented on Play Kraków channel. So there will be like Shadow Puppet, Scheinleistung, Loom, Mad Max, Unstable Air, and Tiamo. Those projects will be presented on Play Kraków. and there will be a little bit different than the streams, because we were recording from different cameras. So the company is now in charge of making the special edition for Play Kraków. So we'll have also another material for all those projects. In the Kraków Culture platform by Kraków Festival Office, and we have this agreement with them that all those red. Oh, that's interesting. I think this is also. Oh, I forgot about this. I should also send it to Play Kraków. I think so, because it was August 8th. It was like a prologue. The right prologue was here, and yes, I think Voices of the Cosmos was first. Oh, that's interesting. I swept the order here. I should change it. Okay. So okay, so it was a little bit shorter because we started a little bit later, but let's stop it. If we don't have more comments and more information about projects, then let's make a break. No nie wiem, jak jeszcze z was wydusić więcej. Wrażeń na temat festiwalu. Nie gniewa się pan, panie Janku, że o tą maskę proszę. Nie, bo to bardziej, wie pan co? Nie, bo to będzie bardziej taką jakby solidarność.
No wiem,
bo to oni są tych krajowcy, więc oni też dostają taką dziwną informację, a jest rzeczywiście niezła jazda w tej chwili w naszych mediach. To już w tej chwili lecimy po bandzie po prostu z tymi wstecznymi w ogóle ogłoszeniami. Nie wiem, czy pan słyszał, co Niedzielski powiedział. No, Niedzielski powiedział to, czym możliwe, że się pan dalej zgadza, ale on nagle, to skrajne informacje. On powiedział, że według niego, minister zdrowia mówi, że według niego, że obywatele się nie muszą szczepić, a drugi robi reklamę, żeby jak najwięcej ludzi się szczepiło. No jak teraz minister zdrowia nagle stwierdza, że to nie jest konieczne, no to jesteśmy w poważnych tarapatach, nie? Bo to jednak oficjalna strona powinna być tak, że mamy jakiś jeden plan na ten temat.
Ale no to już...
A ilość osób, które umiera codziennie, jest po prostu już nie do przyjęcia. Ale są statystyki też bardzo.
Takie już tam rok temu czy więcej też właśnie minister zdrowia powiedział, że on to w sumie nie nosi maski, bo nie widzi potrzeby, bo i tak nie jest chory, coś w tym stylu.
Tak samo jak Duda. Duda też powiedział, że on że raczej się nie będzie szczepił i tyle. Wiadomo, że to. Zwykle jest tak, że ci sceptycy, zwłaszcza na tych wysokich stanowiskach, to dopóki ich nie dopadnie, to się tak zachowują. Tak było z Borysem Johnsonem, z premierem Anglii, tak samo. Na początku Trump tak samo przecież też był przeciwko COVID-owi, twierdził, że to jakaś ściema, ale jak go dopadł, to wtedy już troszeczkę zmienił zdanie. No.
A te programy, co za tydzień poznamy, to będziemy się ich jakby uczyć na zajęciach w jakimś tam miesiącu, coś takiego.
Bo to jest, no, znaczy już mówiłem o Audacity, czy jeszcze nie? Czy nie mieliśmy okazji?
Tak nie mówił pan.
No to zaczniemy od przyszłego tygodnia. Bo ja odczuwam po prostu, dla mnie to jest problem z Audioarta, z wykładami, że to potem gdzieś tak przechodzi. Dlatego uważam, że to powinno gdzieś być tutaj utrzymane jednak w tym naszym programie. No. Tak samo jak ta konferencja, którą robię od wielu lat w październiku. Także z tego powodu tak się upieram jednak, żeby to było. To jest zawsze ten pierwszy semestr, a potem mamy jeszcze mamy drugi semestr, także w drugim semestrze będziemy więcej praktycznych rzeczy robić, jak spokojnie. Ale wszystko przyjdzie w swoim czasie. So I think that I should check the list.
Oh.
Yes. Before you go. O, to jest dobre. Jak to jest wprowadzenie, zapis, podstawy. Dzisiaj jest pierwszy. So do you feel good?
Yes.
Yes. No problem with smell, with taste.
Yeah.
No pain here.
Bones, not. You don't feel pain in bones.
Do zobaczenia. Dzisiaj o 20 mamy
No oczywiście.
spotkanie.
Tak.
Dobra, super. Do zobaczenia.
To zobaczymy.
No, because we have, it's good that Janek, because I think he's coming closer to be vaccinated. I just make a short talk with this chaos which is in our health system now in Poland. It's completely contradicted, you know. The main minister said that by his opinion, we don't need the society to be vaccinated. The main health minister said something like that. This is not obligatory, he said. So then then his vice minister said, of course we are ready to vaccinate children, you know, we have program, please do it, please do it. So, you know, two guys are just telling something opposite, and and it's really crazy when you have this kind of and it's very political now. That's why it's like they're thinking about the votes now, really.
Yeah, it's
Because the popularity goes down, so and the big part of the electorate is anti-vaccinated.
It's so strange that like
the
this
conservative part of the society is really against.
kind of is like used for votes and should be like apart.
Clean and, you know.
Yeah, just it, because it's in Italy too. I mean, in Italy, if you don't get vaccinated, you lose your job. I mean,
yeah, this is that's in many cases. It's like
yeah, you cannot
come to a restaurant. You cannot come to theater. You're like kind of dangerous, in fact. So that's why also I ask you to take a mask, because this is the approach, which I don't like it. And I'm getting conflicts with some professors now here, which are very conservative. So they show me that you have no right to ask students whether they are vaccinated or not. Stop it, because we are collapsing, in fact. Really, and the number of dead people. That's why I ask them whether they have a better experience around, because I think this is the point. Difficult. But I think the ways to talk. So I'm talking with him all the time. We are keeping the rational talk, and he's quite nice person, and he's coming to our group club. He's interested. Slowly, we try to get the clear combination.
You know, I've been trying to get the third dose, and it's hard because I'm foreign. But you know, Rafael Zapawa, he's at UC Berkeley now.
Okay.
He just posted this picture. He went to like Walgreens, like a pharmacy, and they gave him a third dose, and it was very easy. And he's like, yeah, they just give the vaccine away here.
Okay,
so
you American is here.
But for me, it's much harder. I have to like get paperwork, and I have to do all this kind of stuff, and they don't have a PESEL number. That's another thing.
So you have the feeling. Well, we get vaccinated with my wife 2 days ago. It was also like the official message from our jobs is that we have to arrange it by ourselves. Before there was like a part of the system. You understand? You are getting the date for the second one, and now the official system is that's your choice. You have to arrange it. So we start to call, and all the calls are occupied, are busy. You know, you can't get it, you cannot find it, and finally in the middle of the night we found one telephone working, and we've got a small medicine drugstore, you know, with this small paravan, and we made it with Pfizer. I have the problem with this arm. But it's also a really bad reference now. We hate so much, you know, the whole story about our eastern border. It is From today, there's no kind of, it's not martial law, but it's like an extra law in this region. You know, but following our constitution, you can keep it for 2 months. So for this region, for 2 months, there was a special law. You cannot go there. There's no access for journalists, nothing like this. But it cannot stay longer than 2 months. So yesterday it was over. So in our parliament, they put new statements which are opposite to all other regulations, you know, are also not correct following our constitution, which means that they still keep the same law there. So there are a lot of reactions that also from European Union, and this is not correct. There will be another problem now on this level, you know, because you still don't know, you know, what's going on. I have 2 students at the intermediate which are moving there all the time. They're part of different voluntary groups, you know. One is called Border, one is called the Alternative Doctors. They are still there outside of the zone, but waiting, you know. Whenever you have a chance to help somebody, they are there. So a lot of organizations, like a free NGO organization, which are there, no matter what's going on, no matter whether the police are throwing them out, are still trying to help those refugees, all those immigrants, you know. It's also so terrible, and it's so. I feel so ashamed as a Polish citizen, you know, about this. This is really a big shame. But we know about, because we have the government which we don't trust, and they are doing things which are not really awful. So this is quite logical from their perspective. To do things which are controversial, not by their opinion, but they're collapsing a little bit. But what we found out in many cases that this part of the electorate is quite strong and fanatics. They are like fanatics. So no matter what happens, they still stay as they stay. I don't know whether this is correct to talk with our friend from China, because perhaps you have a different experience. And but following our background and our fight for democratic rules, we are really in trouble. And we hope that it will be a better time for this country, because it's really, now it's really catastrophic on many sectors. All industries are also in trouble. They are not getting support enough, you know. All those sectors which have collapsed, they have no chance to wake up. They're not getting support for so long, in the sense. Some of them are smart enough to get it working, but when we have the renovation of our house last year, because we have a fire of our house, so during the pandemic, so just on the beginning of the last day of February 2020, we got a big fire of our house, and then 2 weeks after, we have a big hole in our house. The big services, 10 trucks, you know, fire services came and pumped the water to our house. So house was really destroyed. So the next 6 months we were working with that, and there was a pandemic, so there was a big overlap of these 2 things. Yes. But then from those companies, we were getting also the information that during pandemic, some of them were quite efficient to get some small support from the government, but you had to work and manipulate. There were no really clear plan. That's why you had to make some extra arrangement, which is not correct. It was so obvious, you know, from most of the market that is collapsing. Okay, no more complaint. So are we going for a short break upstairs?
Yes.
Okay. do it like this. Bye bye.
See you Friday, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, at 12 o'clock.
See you later.
I would have a little bit shorter
Okay.
lecture because I have a special meeting. We have a special meeting with the vice president of Krakow about the contemporary music canon in Krakow city, and yeah, I'm like there are 7 festivals and also Academy of Music, director of the Academy of Music, online, but it started one.
Oh, okay.
So on the first moment I said, well, I cannot do it, but then I said, okay, I will make it lecture shorter.
Yeah. Yeah, and you, and maybe we will chat about
Saturday?
yeah, like doing something.
Okay. Let's
Or
do it.
maybe the Saturday like later. I don't know.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay.
See you.
Bye.
See you. So there's a one paper telling the others that I'm upstairs. No, for short break.
Okay.